Welcome to your show, our show, The Roundtable. Here, we talk about topics that are eating up the polity and are affecting the soul of millions of Nigerians. My name is Segun Odunayo, and I have with me a regular, you are used to his face already on the program, Amit Fateh. Amit, good afternoon to you.
Yeah, good afternoon, Segun. How are you doing today?
Very well, thank you. You are looking lovely.
Thank you very much.
All right, very quickly, let's head into the show. What's best to talk about? But number one, on the topic for the day is the electricity tariff that has just been increased. I mean, this was really controversial because when this subject matter came about a few months ago, many persons cried and screamed and said no to it, and we thought it was indeed going to be no up until earlier in the week when the rumors started coming out again, and before we could say Jack Robinson, it was confirmed for band A users, electricity bill is going to increase. 225 naira for a kilowatt, 225 naira per hour for a kilowatt, an astronomical increase that many homes, especially band A users alone for now actually, would be getting used to. I mean, many persons have come out to kick against this. Many persons are saying if there was a working labor union, now will be the time for them to speak up, and now will be the time for them to fight. Because if something is not done anytime soon, electricity that will probably not be there. Many persons have been complaining on social media that they don't use 20 to 24 hours, 22 hours light, and they are under band A, according to the groupings, yet they don't use 20, 22 hours light, and they are part of the persons that will have the increased electricity bill. If it happens like that and nobody says a thing, it will probably extend to B, it will probably extend to C, D, and who knows.
Yeah, so I think from 66 naira or 70 naira thereabouts to 225 naira is far-fetched, sincerely. That is a very ridiculous increase. You know, if we still have 120 naira, you know, per kilowatt, maybe it is still fair enough. But having it go to 225 from, was it 66 or 70 that it was?
It was 65.
It was 65 exactly. Yeah. To that amount, it is very, 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 very far-fetched. And I think the federal government or the NERC was too, listen, they were too extreme with that. You know, in Nigeria today, if we want to have subsidy removed on electricity, let subsidy be removed on electricity completely, and let us know that okay, we are outrightly paying for electricity.
Amit, sorry for cutting you short now. If we are removing subsidy from everything, how will Nigerians breathe? So practically, right now, Nigerians are being choked by this policy.
You know, I have always been on the side that I do not agree with subsidizing everything for Nigerians. Fine, but one thing I believe is most important, and I think we need to subsidize in this country, is food. You see, when food is removed out of poverty, yeah, in Yoruba adage, you know, they will say "Ishe bushe." What that means is that that poverty would be minimal on people when they have something in their stomach. Right? So if the federal government of Nigeria focuses on ensuring that there is a massive supply of food in the country, the problem of electricity, problem of fuel would be less compared to the other problems that we have in the country. But in a situation whereby there is no food, the electricity is being, the first subsidy is being removed. The subsidy on electricity is gradually, because that's what it looks like to me, because it more or less looks like the subsidy on electricity is being phased out a bit.
In batches.
Yeah, you know.
Very quickly, very quickly, viewers, let me read out. A little over 2 hours ago, Ikeja Electric released this message. Public notice, April 2024, supplementary order on tariff increase on band A feeders. Dear customer, the gradual transition from subsidized tariff to a cost-reflective regime has commenced with the upward tariff review of our band A feeders to 225 per kilowatt effective today, 4th April 2024, with guaranteed availability of 20 to 24 hours supplied daily. The tariff for bands B, C, D, and E remains unchanged. Customers can be assured that this development will lead to improved service delivery across all band A feeders. and the gradual upgrade of the other feeder bands to band A. The last line. Customers can be assured that this development will lead to improved service delivery across all band A feeders. Customers can be assured that this will lead to improved service delivery across all band A. So if there was no increment, there won't be improved delivery of service.
So what
take one. 2, and the gradual upgrade of the other feeder band to band A. Yeah. Meaning that the idea is that other bands B, C, D to
F,
E.
To E, okay.
Yes, will be upgraded to A. Therefore, increment in electricity tariff is still coming to everybody. That is the meaning.
Yes.
Okay, so if the downtown Lagos and uptown Lagos are now paying the same thing when it comes to electricity, because that is the plan. It is written here, it is clear. It was released by them. If downtown Lagos and uptown Lagos, by that, of course, we know downtown, we know uptown, and somebody that says, I can't live in uptown, let me just go and manage somewhere, the government won't be paying. That is the meaning. There's no subsidy, is gone. Also in electricity. How will people survive? How will people survive? Because even people living in band areas now, like I said, many of them are not, they've come online, now you can't hide anything these days. People have come online to say, I live in this area, this local government that you have released, because they released, Ikeja released the areas that for band A. Abuja has also done the same thing. Abuja Electric have also done the same thing. I think others will probably, do the same. But people have come out to say, I live in these places. We don't use 20 hours light. We don't use 20 hours light. Don't increase my money.
So, Shegun, I need to quickly say this. Sometimes Nigeria can be very, very, they can underwhelm something and, talk less about something. So, a friend of mine that I know where he lives, that I know that he uses at least 20 hours light a day, is on Twitter just a few minutes ago saying that they should not increase his money. And I know.
Did this say he doesn't use?
Yes, that's what he's
claiming.
That he doesn't use 20 hours.
So your friend is lying?
Light. Yes, he's lying.
Wow.
And I tackled him, in privately anyways, not publicly, that you are lying. Do you understand? So, yes, I understand that a lot of Nigerians, are aggravated by the fact that, okay, the electricity tariff is being increased. But the truth is that if Nigerians are actually using this light, if the band B, C, D, and E is upgraded to band A, and they are actually getting the value for the money they are paying, Nigerians will hesitate to pay the money. I was telling someone earlier, yesterday, was with my editor, I was having a conversation when the news was out. I said, I don't have a problem paying that amount of money. In my area where I stay in Ibadan, Soka area.
Do you know how much you'll be paying? 225 naira to a kilowatt.
Shegun, wait. In my area, in Soka, in Ibadan, we don't use light for 30 minutes in a month.
Wow. You people, are you
yes,
people on
and this is me challenging the Ibadan Electricity Distribution Company now. The Soka area of Ibadan, I stay in Area area, which is like the probably biggest estate in that area. We don't use 30 minutes light in a month.
Wow.
Yes, and they give us what's it called?
Now let's quickly go to estimated bills now on metered persons. Now, that's a big problem. There are several persons. Take this to the bank. There are several persons out there who don't know what a meter
is. Like. Yeah.
They don't know. If they know, it's probably through social media. They don't. Nobody has it, and nobody close to them has it. They don't have it in their areas. They don't have it in their schools. Children.
Absolutely.
And when these guys will bring the bill, they will be paying for light. Let's take your area for an example.
Yeah. Light that they are not using.
And of course, you people pay bills, right?
Of course.
They bring them, or is it metered?
No, it's not metered. We are planning on getting a meter because of that problem.
Now, for unmetered Nigerians that will be paying these crazy fees, what is the way forward?
You see,
that's
what I'm saying. If I'm getting the light in my house, I use the number of petrol that I use in 3 days is about 10 liters of petrol. I try to measure the
You gauge it.
The
according
time
to your pocket.
you know, my generator is a 10-liter gen, so it is 10-liter fuel. So 10 liter takes me for 2 to 3 days.
2 hours.
You know, no, 2 to 3 days. But within that 2 to 3 days, I know the hours that I put it on. This time 5 hours, this time 4 hours, this time 6 hours. I know how I use it. You know, just to mind myself for that 3 days. After that 3 days, I have to
10 liters.
get that. So in a month, 30 days, I buy 100 liters of fuel.
So, for example, let's take the policies of the president. Fuel subsidy, you don't have. Electricity subsidy in an area where you don't even use light of 30 minutes in 1 month, according to you, you don't have. So the subsidy is gone. The government is not paying subsidy for you on petrol. Subsidy, the president is not. The government is not.
Electricity,
paying
I don't have
on electricity.
So it's a problem. But I would not have it if I am getting light. Now that's what I'm pushing to you now. If I'm using 100 liters of fuel in a month, for example, you know, that is about how much in
I mean, this one from Ikeja Electric starts today. Today is 4th.
Yes, today is 4th.
In the next 1 month, of course, I trust Nigerians. We can even go out there and speak to persons, you know.
Yeah, you know.
Now, 225 naira is easier said, though. 225 naira for 225 kilowatts, 225 naira for a kilowatt. And then you spend for a month, and then you multiply that by how much you spend.
You spend, you know.
One AC, one, you know, I'm just trying to calculate
the number of what you'll be spending.
Electric gadgets that you have in the house and all that. I mean, electricity bill will be more than husband and wife salary with the way it's going.
I disagree with that. If I'm using 100 liters of fuel, of petrol in a month, and that is roughly about, let me use the black market rate. That's over 60,000 naira. You know, for fuel alone in a month. That's what I use in my own house. You know, my house with my wife and my children. so I'm using over 60,000 naira fuel in a month. I do not think that paying that kind of amount, that 60,000 naira, you know, for 20-hour supply of fuel for a month will be a problem, Shegun. I would not have a problem because I would not have to be buying fuel again. I would be relaxed that there is light. I'll be comfortable. There will be no noise. There is light. I'm telling you, it is bliss. And I'm telling you that because I'm an average Nigerian, I do not even fall to the middle class any Nigerian.
You know the average is divided into 6 segments.
I don't know what you're talking about. You know,
there's average. I do not
even fall into
average.
They said someone that is earning at least 650,000 naira.
No, that's
is middle class. No. That is a research. It was my Watijani that brought out a recent research by an organization of earnings in Nigeria, and 650,000 naira is the middle class.
Now, is that an academic research? I won't take
per month in Nigeria. This is a journalist. This is a research.
I know what you're talking about, but I'm talking about the organization that did it now. You know, if it's not
I want to believe that data is correct. You know, I want to believe that. So now, if someone earning 650,000 naira is regarded as a middle class earner in Nigeria, it means that I am a low class earner. You know, I do not earn up to 650,000 naira monthly. Do you understand? I do not earn up to that. So I'm a low class earner. No doubt about that. So if I do not have a problem to pay that, I do not think people in my category also should have problem, you know, paying that, because they get the value for what they are paying for. That is the problem. You see, when Nigerians get value for the money they are paying, humans generally, you won't see them complain. It's just like the money we are paying for our passports. You know, before it takes ages, and we have to more or less bribe immigration officers. But the new minister came in, changed the narratives, you know, and made the money, the amount you are paying at the standard price you are meant to pay with short period of time. Have you seen Nigeria complain about passport again?
That was reduced.
Even people abroad, they are saying that they are getting their passports in, you know, in under a week. So it means that when you are getting the value for what you're paying for, as humans generally, you are bound to, you know, regress in the complaints that you dish out. So it is because Nigerians are not getting value. That's why complaints are much. So I do not have a problem with the increase, really. Personally, I don't. You know, my problem, which is the major problem, and the major problem Nigerians should be tackling, is that will we be getting the value for that increase?
Now, these persons that are in band A don't know they are in the band A section because they don't have the light for that band A.
Exactly. That's the problem.
If people live in band A areas and you know in your mind that, oh my goodness, of course I know. You know, there are certain areas, you know, we can mention them, Uptown, Lagos.
Yeah.
Examples that we know, oh, okay, we know those estates. Oh, we know these areas.
Mivatin, you know, all those estates.
But you know these areas, we know these estates, you know these axes. I was looking at what was released by, what's it called? Ikeja today. I saw Abule Egba as one of the places with band A.
Band A.
And I know a little bit about that area. Let me not go into details, but I know a little bit about that area. And I know they don't do 20 hours lights.
Yeah.
I saw other places. I'm just using Abule Egba now because that's what comes to my mind. That's the number one. You know. And I know a little bit about those places. And I know they don't
Igondo is there.
20 hours light.
And I can tell you that
so
we most likely use that amount of light in the Igondo.
They use 20 hours light in the Igondo.
Yes, yeah.
But I know about the areas mentioned in Abule Egba that they don't do 20 hours light. They don't do.
I agree with you completely. I've had to stay.
They probably do 16. They probably 12. But
12,
they don't do
10,
20.
12, 15.
They don't do 20. I'm 1000% sure about that. I know. So look at these areas now. Look at these areas. Do you understand my point? It's about I don't receive it. Why am I paying for it? Yeah. And then even in areas where they are paying for it, and then you are paying an increased amount on PMS for father and wife. The school bus of the children has also
new time will soon resume. Now you buy new uniform.
It's never about
school
that.
Bus
school
too,
bus fee will increase.
Exactly.
The salaries of daddy and mommy are not increasing. These people are sinking more and more into poverty. Are we trying to impoverish Nigerians with our policies? That is where I am going.
I think if you are coming from that angle, I completely agree with you. You know, because if we look at the terrain, if we look at how things are, you know, developing gradually in the country, you will see that it is very difficult for you as I'm not an average earner, you know, so I'm a low earner. I'm a below average earner in Nigeria to remain poor. Let me put it that way.
People will be swimming in poverty, basically.
To remain poor. So like I like myself, I'm a poor man, you know, because of certain things. And while striving to take myself out of poverty, you know, the system, what has been put in place by the government of the day, has restricted me from pulling out of
easily
to pull out of
moving up
of that cycle that I have been for years easily because of the I have a very good person I look up to. He will say that how do I put it? He will say, I would remember anyways. So the system is rigged against Nigerians. Let me put it that way. The system does not pay Nigerians. Nigerians have continued to swim and wallow in poverty, such that it has become a norm for Nigerians. And I think that if this is to continue, the Labour Party, sorry, I said the Labour Party, the Labour Congress in Nigeria is a target now, you know, is what we should be looking at. We should be asking Labour questions, because this was not the Labour we knew when we were young.
They have asked for, you know, they are asking the government to bring it down, but today, it looks like lip service.
Today, the Labour should have locked down all electricity distribution companies across the country. That is the kind of Labour we grew up to know. Everywhere should be locked down. The government should be mandated to take an immediate decision. You know, so these are the things that should be happening. You know, because it almost feels as if
Nigerians are being choked.
You know, we are being choked from left, right, and center, and we can't continue like this.
We can't continue like this. On to our next topic, and it has to do with EFCC and the issue of defacing the Naira that they've brought up against Idris Okuneye, popularly known as Bobrisky. He got arrested for, you know, what many persons have gotten arrested for in the past, spending the Naira, spraying the Naira, I beg your pardon, spraying the Naira at parties.
Naira mutilation.
You get Naira mutilation. Of course, when you spray the Naira, it will fall down now. People will step on it. which is wrong, which is against the law. But the question is, how many persons do we see on social media doing this weekly? Countless persons. So why is this an attack on him? Why is he only him? We are not supporting the fact that, I mean, if he deserves to be arrested and be picked up, definitely the person must be picked up. But the point is, why don't we see picking ups like this being rampant?
Bobrisky is not targeted.
Okay.
It is absolutely right for him to be arrested. In fact, I want him jailed.
Why?
Because countless Nigerians, it is because his name is popular. Just an easy start. That is why, you know, when people start bringing a lot of
let me ask you a question. I know you do parties a lot. You do, you know, events, Owambes and co.
Yeah.
I mean, is there anyone you've ever attended by any chance that people do not spend money?
Of course, people do.
Spray money.
Spray money, yes, people do.
It's a norm.
Yeah.
But okay. Why don't we have EFCC attending parties and, you know, staying around so that the ordinary Nigerian will know that these guys are in for serious business?
Parties that I go to are parties of elite people, you know. I don't go to parties of...
But they spray money.
No, spraying is different from spraying.
The last time we had something like...
there was this woman... Sorry, at your wedding.
Sorry, very quickly. Sorry.
Okay.
You know, there's this woman, recently there was one that went viral like this as well.
Exactly.
Spraying her, she sprayed money like this, and she got arrested. And
she was picked up.
People on social media.
So the problem is that when we have the names of popular persons, that is why these issues comes up all the time.
This is the question.
We have normal Nigerians, average Nigerians that are picked up almost every day for the same issue.
Is it only popular Nigerians that can commit this offense?
That's what I'm telling you. It is because they are popular. That is why the news is out there. Just a simple search on EFCC Twitter handle will give you solution to all. Just go and press Naira abuse, Naira mutilation on EFCC Twitter handle, and you are going to see number of arrests that have been made on this same issue or from popular Nigerians as well. So that's what we are saying, that what is good for the goose is good for the gander. We have continued to say it, that when you pick up an average Nigerian for an offense, you should be able to pick up the socialites too. And that is what has happened. This issue is not something that is happening, once in 10 months. It's something that happens almost all the time. If you follow EFCC, probably because, I had a social media unit here. I follow social media happenings, and I know that the EFCC picks up people who abuse the Naira almost all the time. So it is not new. It is not something that is new.
It doesn't usually make the news.
It doesn't make the news because they are not popular. When it involves someone that is popular, it is absolutely normal for it to make the news. And also because of the recent issues that has been attached to Bobrisky, because of the recent clashes he has with a number of influencers. We had the one he has with Portable, with VDM and all of those things. That makes people saying that, maybe he's targeted. No, it's not targeted. It is because of, and when EFCC released their statement, they said, and other times that he has done this. So he has been under investigation. He has been under their radar. He has been someone they've spotlighted already, that this person has continued to do this thing. Do we even know if he has been notified? These are questions that we should be asking ourselves. An average Nigerian has been picked, several times. I remember that there was one who was an unpopular Nigerian that made the news just maybe like a few months ago. Some Nigerians on Twitter were attacking the EFCC that big men do this in Nigeria. Do you pick them? Big men. Now this is a big man, someone that is popular that has been picked, and we are also campaigning that this person is being attacked because this person is trying.
No, we are asking. Is this person being attacked?
No,
the question.
To me, it's not being attacked. It's just it is absolutely normal. And it serves as a lesson to others. You can't go and be throwing money around at parties.
No, you can't. Messing the.
You can't be
the face of the Naira.
The Naira. No. If you want to spray money, there are absolute ways to do it. You do it decently. You don't do it as going about pilfering the bulk of Naira note and throwing it as if it doesn't make sense. We've seen videos of parties of elites. They take monies and they drop it. You respect the money. You don't crumble money, because by the time you throw money
in a show of
in a show of, people match the money. The Naira becomes the face. By the time the Naira gets circulated in the country, the currency it loses its quality.
And our people are complaining about the 100 Naira. These days they say the average 100 Naira is very bad.
It's bad. It is because that very money, when it comes in into the dissing, it goes in the wrong way. And that is another question that I'm asking myself, that if you go to banks, you don't get even this minted notes. Those are the things that we should be asking.
Yes.
You know, when you go to Nigerian bank, you don't get minted notes as an average Nigerian.
Yes.
So those are the places that the EFCC, I would advise them, if the EFCC is looking at is watching us now, should be looking at the Nigerian banks. An average Nigerian does not get a mint note at the bank. You have to buy it. That's the truth.
They buy from, third parties.
You know, so, and now, that's another thing. If you notice, recently, EFCC has been picking those who sell mint notes. It has not been making the news.
Yes, I agree.
But let it get to a popular Nigerian, it will make the news again. I can count in the last 2 months about 4 persons who are selling mint notes have been arrested by EFCC, have been tagged to court by EFCC, but has not been making the news. And these are the things that we don't have conversations with people. People will tell you that, oh, you are not being truthful, you are being biased, you are siding one person. No, this is not me siding someone or trying to pander to the tunes of the government, no, or to the tunes of the EFCC. No, it is because what is right is right and what is wrong is wrong.
Wrong regardless.
Regardless of who is involved. A lot of times that EFCC has arrested people selling minted notes, EFCC should now be targeting our banks. Why are banks not giving new notes to an average
How
Nigerian?
come an average Nigerian cannot see it except the bank?
To know how mint
or you
notes,
have connections with people in the bank.
To be very fun, I have about 30,000 naira in cash mint notes in my bag right now.
How did you get it?
I got it from a normal POS person. That day I was shocked. I could not. I had to withdraw another money. I told the person.
You didn't want to spend.
The person gave me 15. I wanted to withdraw 15,000 naira. The person gave me all mint. I said, "Can I get money?" He said, "Give me everything." They gave everything to me.
That's the Nigerian problem.
That's because I don't get to see mint notes all the time. I don't get to see mint notes all the time. So I had to collect all that.
So you've turned it to souvenir.
It's souvenir. Because when Eid is coming now, Eid will fit it. When all my younger, when I go home, daddy can come, take
souvenir
1,000. By then I give new notes 1,000 to 2 or 3
to go and buy coke.
Primary. They will go and buy coke. They will be happy. I don't get to have that kind of money when I go to the bank. It's the same problem that we had with dollar. When people won't be able to get dollars from the FX from the banks, but you can get it on the streets.
At your bus stop.
So the EFCC should be focused on where that money is even coming from in the first instance. Yes, you should focus on those who are destroying the value of the Naira by spraying it recklessly at parties, spraying it recklessly at events. Yes, but who are those giving them that money?
As it getting out.
Without getting to the hands of normal Nigerians like me and you. Yeah. So these are the questions that we should be asking.
Very quickly, let's move on to the third topic now, because hey, time is not our friend. Banks recapitalization. The Central Bank of Nigeria came out to say Nigerian banks had to increase the money they had in their base, of course, because of inflation. For banks with international branches, you know them already. 500 billion was what they were supposed to increase to, and the second tier 2 was supposed to be 200 billion, and the last being merchant banks and all that equally add their share of recapitalization. Very quickly now, taking Titan Bank as an example now, they have to get to what they have 171 billion. Sorry. Is it billion or trillion that you have to add? For a bank like Wema, 184 trillion. Yeah, I think it's trillion. Beg your pardon. 184 trillion. Access Bank, I think, is the highest, over 200 trillion. And all that.
No, is it Access? No, it's not Access.
I think it's Access Bank that is number one.
It should be Zenith, if I'm not wrong.
That mean, by number one, I mean that needs the highest.
Oh, that needs the highest.
Oh,
the
highest.
Okay.
That's what I meant.
No, Access cannot be the one that needs the highest.
Okay, but I know Access needs, it's over 200 trillion. 234,
so
230
the bank with the highest capital base in Nigeria at the moment has, I think, about 280 something. 200 is something.
Yeah, but they are going to 500.
So they need to. So they need 200 plus.
Yeah,
so banks that I would be needing maybe like about 300 and something trillion, 400 and something trillion.
Jais,
you know, Jais like banks like Jais who has just about 50.
Yeah.
You know,
those guys
30 trillion.
Yeah.
So I think mergers would come in now.
Of course.
You know.
Of course.
So lawyers will eat good. Lawyers that are watching us, you know,
lawyers in that
in that field. Yeah. Please remind me, my friends who are in that field. Remember me, sorry, when those deals start coming in, you know. So mergers comes in at this point, you know, a lot of banks has to come together. And this is another, you know, development of Cardozo, of Headmaster, you know.
I think it's a good one.
Yeah, for me, sincerely, a very good one, you know. When we get to have decisions like this being made, it further strengthens the value of our currency, gives even the banks themselves, betters the economy of the country. And overall, really, if you look at some months ago, when Cardozo was, you know, shipping in a lot of policies,
almost every day came with his own.
We were on this show. We're heavily criticizing him.
Yes, we were.
You know, I was arguing with Daniel.
It wasn't showing at some point.
Yes, it wasn't showing. I was arguing with Daniel. I said, give this man time. You know, let's see the turnaround of these policies. And I said, no, Nigerians are suffering. I said, calm down. You know, I'm not happy he's not here today. You know, but the truth is that sometimes you have to let those who know.
We are doing much. 1 2. Goldman Sachs of the Popular Investment Bank in the United States said we're doing 1 2 in 2025 next year. As of today, I remember you told me just before we came on air now 1 2 something.
Yeah, 1 2.
We're
flat.
Probably 2025. We say no to 1,000. Hallelujah.
You know. So it is a good development for us as a country. You know. And at the end of the day, I think what is most important now is the support of Nigerians towards these policies. Because at the end of the day...
What did the Nigerians do?
Yes.
CBN has come out with their policy. It's up to the banks to start running. They have 2 years to do that, to start running up and down to get money.
Nigerians,
marketers will be on the road.
Nigerians can decide to say that, we are not... some things are not in favor of us as Nigerians and they want to protest.
Who is protesting?
See, that's what anybody can... do their kangaroo,
get boys,
this thing, put boys together and start protesting over whatnot.
Banks,
you know,
recapitalization.
Anything. Is it not Nigeria? Anything can happen. Anything goes in this country. That's the truth.
I disagree that anybody wants to protest.
But of course, this is a good development for the country.
This is a
lot of things to gain from it, you know. But of course, it takes time. It's not something, because all the same, these banks that are involved would still need to get a lot of this thing.
Yeah, we also know banks with quiet partners and a lot of.
Do you understand? You
know, there's so much mystery around the banking sector. So much mystery. So many persons.
I feel like a lot of all these small banks should have to, submerge themselves. A lot of them. But my problem, for example, for a bank like Jais Bank, who is an Islamic banking, a bank like Lotus, who is an Islamic bank, I think Globus Bank, I'm not sure, I don't know. But I know Lotus. I know Lotus and Jais are Islamic banking, they run Islamic banking system. They don't do all this interest and all those things. I don't know, wherever they get their profit, I'm not a finance person.
Stakeholders from that sphere will equally rise.
Exactly.
This is time for the financial big boys to come to the
party. It is
the
conversation of the big boys.
Yes, of course. Everybody, now is about, okay, this football now is a team sport. It's not about, this is not 100 meters, this is not athletics. Even athletics is not all individual. 4x100, 4x400, you have to run around and pass the
ball. It's a team
This is football now. This is the economic football. You have to come to the field, make calls. Amid Fatih, can I get 200 billion from you?
Amen.
My producer, so can I get 50 billion? I'm raising my bank. There are people that will make these calls, and then, some have different businesses.
I was reading a news report.
Buy some shares in your bank.
I think it was on Monday. I was reading a report, Monday or Tuesday. I was reading a report where they were saying some banks in Nigeria would have to, seek support from. I've forgotten the decision at this moment. overseas anyways. They are going to be getting those capitals from some, probably investment or some agencies overseas.
Let's talk about the
fund
advantages
themselves.
to our economy now. What do you think are the advantages? Of course, enormous, but I mean, let's just list them so that persons who probably do not understand why. I mean, why did the CBN governor just wake up and say they need to have so amount in there? Why? Let's list some of these.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah.
So, if we look at what's it called, the recapitalization, first thing is it gives us a capital base,
Yeah.
a very strong capital base as what's it called, as a nation, and I think that is even the most important of everything.
I really do hope, though. Sorry for cutting short. I really do hope that small business owners especially will get loans.
Yeah.
Because these guys just pass the loans around the big boys, and then they put all these loan sharks to be chasing the 15,000 naira.
So the thing is, when there is
Amid Fatih, please be reminded that your friend XYZ is owing us 12,000
when there is a strong capital base, some of these problems will be resolved, because banks will not have enough in their coffers to be able to.
We hope
offer people.
Hope
so we
that
now
they
hope
will indeed offer people.
we hope
those
they
that
will
need
indeed,
this loan, so that this money
will
can
be able
keep going
to
around in the
go
economy.
around.
But the good thing is we have enough effects. I remember this
Yes,
week
yes, that's the most important.
Refinery is now exporting.
Yes.
So FX will be coming in.
Exactly.
Good thing, bank recapitalization is coming on board, so FX is also going to be coming in. And then the system we have, the Nigerian government has on board, the CBN has on board now for the FX thing with the BDCs is also interesting.
Maybe your
money.
Maybe your admission we have $1 to $1 in your administration.
How many years? Who's that?
In your 8 years administration.
Well, Nigerians are praying for good things to happen.
Yes.
But right now, we don't know because electricity tariff is increasing. Things are jumping up.
Yeah.
Things that money is coming into your own account are not increasing as much. Bills are increasing. Life is going on. But we do hope and pray as Nigerians that this country gets better. Of course, hoping and prayers don't solve anything. Actions do. But we do hope and pray, like I said earlier, that things get better. Those that are supposed to act accordingly should please act accordingly. The lives of millions of Nigerians lie on the shoulders of these persons making some of these policies. Look at what the CBN governor is doing presently. It deserves all our praise, because on this very show, we've criticized him numerous times. Because indeed criticism was what he needed at the time. But right now, we can see some of the things he's doing, and it's visible to the blind and audible to the deaf what is really happening. We do hope that things indeed will get better. That is how we close on the show this beautiful Thursday. Next week Thursday, most likely our Muslim brothers will be feasting and celebrating, most likely because nothing is confirmed yet, but the Google calendar says next week Thursday is going to be fun. But we'll be here like we do stay here every Thursday. Thank you very much, Amit, for being a part of today's package.
You're welcome.
You'll be celebrating next week, I guess. I'm sure you know.
It can't be Thursday anyways.
Okay, that's true.
Yes.
It's just likely to be a public holiday,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
won't be the day of celebration. That's true. But anyway, that's what Google is saying. We don't have confirmation from the federal government, interior minister yet. Thank you very much to the guys behind the studio behind the cameras, doing the right things and pressing the right buttons. Thank you very much. Most importantly to you, the viewer. If you are not there, we won't be here. My name is Sheikh Gondwan, saying have yourselves a great Thursday. The weekend starts tomorrow. Don't be weekend by the weekend. Stay out of trouble. God bless you.